Hi, I'm Ralf Friedrichs. Welcome to Grand Central Station. The train to be here any minute, so if you're ready to get your life back on track, hop aboard. Let's go to www.clearviews.info, where I'll show you how a sober today can make a better tomorrow. If you're ready to get your life back on track, hop aboard the train coming in about 2 minutes. Thank you, and have a great day. www.clearviews.info. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ralf Friedrichs, and welcome to Clear Reform, where I will help you take your life back. Before we get into today's preview, I want everyone to please hear my short bio. In 2011, at the age of 49, I started feeling much more mature. I started thinking differently, getting rid of old habits, and wanted to make positive changes in my life. However, the positive changes could not happen until the gates of demons were closed and closed permanently. I choose to call my gates of demons rock bottom. In 2013, those gates were closed by me from any alcohol or any other substance. Not only closed, but I padlocked them. I realized I was a functioning alcoholic. For the most part, I was able to deal with everyday's activity. I isolated myself from others and now want to be the person I never let myself be. I had to face sobriety, life without alcohol use, and lifestyle I created around it. Now that I see things much clearly, drinking is not even an option. It would be too painful to even start again. I now have learned from the past, left it behind. I'm moving forward, and intentionally I created a positive future. Part of that future is educating myself continuously about my disease, how to live with it, and how to help others like you. I want to help others see, feel, experience sobriety like I feel daily. Life without alcohol and drugs is a meaningful life. As I approach different addiction educational methods, videos became a passion. Videos give me and you a face to look at, a voice to hear, and a story to tell. My story will continue through the camera into your living room, into your kitchen, or wherever you might be looking. Join me in the fight of the lifetime. Together, we will all stand tall and sober. Thank you very much. And like I said, the next preview presentation is to follow this program. And I want everyone to remember that a sober today makes a better tomorrow. Let me, Ralf Friedrichs, be your certified recovery coach and help you take your life back. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Ralf Friedrichs, and welcome to Take Your Life Back. Today we're going to talk about a topic that's called Break Out of Your Past. Make a new life in recovery. Usually when I coach my clients, we never talk about the past, but this is why I chose this topic today, because we need to break out of the past. We don't want to talk about the past. Part of my coaching techniques is the present and tomorrow. Make a new life in recovery. Now, before we dive right into this subject today, I just want to address a couple things and give a couple shout outs. The first thing I just want to address is the fact that, yes, I have now become officially a certified addiction recovery coach, and that is thanks to the educational program at Starting Point with Dr. Lou Gonzalez. He is at Starting Point, and his phone number is 844-414-8444. You can reach him on the internet at www.startingpointmn.com. What Dr. Luis Gonzalez has on during his or at his internet website are two different things. And the first thing is if you are seeking some type of assistance through recovery coaching, you need to give him a call at 844-414-8444. Now, if you feel that you want to become a coach like myself or like Dr. Luis Gonzalez, or even like other people that are millions of other people that are out there as addiction recovery coaches, you can also utilize his program that he does offer. And again, you can reach them at www.startingpointmn.com or 844-414-8444. That's Dr. Luis Gonzalez over at Starting Point. Why don't you start setting your new goals at startingpoint.com. Now, we also want to give a shout out to Pam Hemphill, and she is the host from Time to Heal, which is a recovery TV talk show, and you can find her on Facebook. She has her own group there. It's called Time to Heal. You can also look at her episodes, which are on YouTube, and you can find them on YouTube. And then she has her own channels, Time to Heal channel over there also. So I want you folks to look at her episodes because they're very interesting, because she brings live situations into her studio and talks to these people about drug epidemic problem here in the United States, about the alcohol addiction issues that are out here. So go ahead and go to youtube.com and look at her channel there, where she has up to, I believe now, 13 episodes of Time to Heal. And you can also find her on Facebook, but you can also go to one of my websites. Now, this website is called www.clearviews.info. That's CLEARVIEWS.info. And there you will find her own icon on top at the header. Press on Time to Heal, and you will find episodes 5 through 13 there. Now, you can also visit my other website, and that is for my coaching, and that is called www.clearreform.com. That's CLEARREFORM. Now, what does the CLEAR and the REFORM stand for? The CLEAR is for Community Lessons in Power Addiction Recovery, which is just like my other website, which is Clear Views. The REFORM is exactly what the word means. It's to transform you, to change, to be that bridge between addiction and recovery. I will make your journey towards your goals in recovery, your goals in fighting addiction. I will make them possible with my techniques and my methods. So go to www.clearreform.com. You'll find all my contact information, but I will now announce my contact information, and again at the end of the show. My name is Ralf Friedrichs, and you can reach me at my toll-free number is 844-405-HELP. That's 844-405-HELP. You can also reach me directly on my cell phone, which is on 24/7 for texting and phone calls at 631-599-0218. You can go to either websites, www.clearviews.info or www.clearreform.com. You can go to my Facebook under clearviews.info. So now we have addressed these issues, and as far as the contact information, as far as Dr. Luis Gonzalez at Starting Point at www.startingpointmn.com. Go see him if you need to be coached or if you want to become a coach. Go see Pam Hemphill. She's the host of Time to Heal TV talk show. You can also see her on Channel 11 and Boise, Idaho, where also you'll see one of my commercials. Let's dive right into this. Break out of your past. Make a new life in recovery. Now, I looked up this information and I found these articles, and I kind of spliced these articles together to give you an understanding of how we need to make a new life in recovery, how we need to let go of the past, because the past is the past and nothing can change. I'm going to read this to you, so I'm going to be looking left and right and up and down, so bear with me. No doubt you have a few things you'd like to forget about in your past addictive behavior, such as, what do we want to forget? We want to forget about the blackouts. We want to forget about the slurring of the words. We want to forget, most of all, about the substance abuse. But what we don't want to forget is the people that we hurt. It's the situations that we can now change in the present and the future. So the forgetting part are the things we cannot change. The remembering part are the things that we can change. It's safe to say that everyone who goes through treatment and enters recovery has some skeletons in their closet they prefer to keep hidden away. Folks, we all have skeletons in the closet. You do, and I do. The trouble is, if you don't face your demons and own up to your responsibility, there is no way to make progress in recovery. If there is something that you are keeping in your closet that possibly could be a skeleton, of course, always, and I repeat, always proceed with caution on revealing, not to hurt either someone or yourself. If it's something that can be forgotten or left in the closet, I say keep it there. But if it's something that's an urgent matter, without hurting you or someone else, go ahead and reveal that. I always say, and I'll say it again, it is very important sometimes, more important than anything, is to reveal your skeletons to your higher power. In my case, that's my God. Ask God for guidance and directions. Confess to God what you might have done, and let God play your life out. Remember, you haven't gotten to this point if it wasn't for God. If you're in recovery and fighting addiction, it's because of God you're here. It's because you are His child, and He wants nothing but the best for you, and He is guiding and directing you towards recovery and fighting addiction. Let's continue. Easier said than done, you say, right? I mean, keep your skeletons in the closet and then revealing something to someone is easier said than done. Of course it is. No one said it would be easy, but the alternative really isn't much of an option. Even if it doesn't mean going to the person that you might have hurt or you're keeping a secret from, just go to your higher power. In my case, that's my God. You know you don't want to slide back into your old habits. Folks, that is what I say. If you have a setback, most people call them relapses. I choose to use the terminology setback because a relapse sounds permanent. A setback is something that you can dust your knees, pull yourself up, take a self-inventory, but most importantly, don't go into your old habits and consumption or smoking or whatever. Just say, okay, I had a setback, and I keep going, starting now, starting today. So just how do you break out of your past and make a new life in recovery? While each person's path is unique, there are a few things you can do, and I can help you to make you understand what you can do. Take these suggestions and try them on for a size. If some of them work, keep doing them. If they don't work, stop doing them. Here's what I suggest, and I believe I have 5 suggestions. Even if 3 only work, that's 3 more than you had before this show. Remember the title of my show, and the title is very simple. It's to take your life back. It's to take it back. The past can't help you with that, but make a new life in your recovery to take your life back can help you. So let's go make a fresh start. That's number 1. You need to make a fresh start. Some recovery experts and addicts in recovery themselves refer to this time after treatment as a rebirth, a new life, and an opportunity to make a fresh start. So if you did just come out of treatment, don't think for 1 minute that your path to recovery is finished. It has only started. What the treatment center has done, besides educating you, is given you that 100% detox, hopefully. And this is where your journey begins. When you were released from your treatment and rehab, your journey began then. It is indirectly a rebirth. So let's continue. Whether you adopt this mindset or look in your life of recovery in different fashion, there is some merit to the idea. So don't reject it, and don't discount some of the things that are offered to you during your rebirth, if that's what you choose to call it. First of all, you are approaching your post-treatment life with a different set of values. Your values, while you were addicted, were so minimal because the values were being set by your demons, which is your alcohol and or drug addiction. So the values were very minimal, so your values are now set higher. You have now set your values, and you need to not only set values, you need to practice what you preach. In other words, if you set those values, your action plan is to conquer each value and to meet the standards of those values you set. You're committed yourself to a life of sobriety. And that's what you really need. You need to finally say, this is it. I am committed 150%. Folks, my commitment to you and to myself is to daily educate myself and daily educate you. With all this commitment, it entails a lot of work on your end. And honestly, sometimes this is going to be a real challenge, and it will be. But the challenge becomes easier as time goes on, just like anything in life. But the thing is you have to have your mind set at doing it. Give yourself the benefit of beginning your new life with a clean slate. Forget the past. When I tell you folks, my coaching technique is very simple. We work on today and we work on tomorrow. We do not and cannot work or change the past. Free of the misdeeds and lies, damaged relationships of the past need to be forgotten. When I say forgotten, I mean that you can't change it. I'm not saying in the sense where you never will have to remember it or you don't want to remember, because the hurt that you might have caused to people will always be with you. But the sooner you get past that, the sooner you'll be a better person. No, you can't undo what it has done already. You really can't change what it has done. You can only, hopefully, if there is no hurt involved in doing this, is amends the relationships. Sometimes it's gotten to the point where it's too late, but that's why I say pick up the pieces and move forward. You may be able to repair some of it in time. Some things just take a little time, but you cannot escape the responsibility with respect to your actions. Sure, addiction is a disease. There is no blame that should be attached to that fact. So whatever you did, you have a disease, but it's not the disease, it's you, and your actions are totally accountable for whatever you have done. But I say dwell on today and tomorrow, and I'm going to keep saying that. But you do not need to own it, your actions. And the key to your recovery is how well you're able to put into practice your strategies and coping mechanisms that you have learned during your treatment, whether it be we're going to talk about treatments. It could have been AA, it could have been the rehab treatment center, it could have been my method, so all that. How solid your support system is and how willingness to put in necessary hard work to live healthier, clean, sober lifestyle is all up to you. AA, myself, treatment centers, or any other method can only sit here and guide and direct. We cannot be with you 24/7. Even a treatment center eventually will release you. It is you, and only you, in conjunction with educational programs, in conjunction with people like me, will make you a whole person. You remember I always say you are captain of your vessel? It is you, the captain, that will control your own vessel. Learn how to say no. Don't be a yes person. Say no when need to. Say yes when need to. Beef up your ability to turn down invitations to do something you know is counterproductive to your sobriety. Don't go to bars. Don't go to corners where they sell drugs. You need to say no. This means learning how to say no and mean it. Don't just say no. Okay. No. That's it. I'm not going. While meaning former acquaintances, even those who are not substance users or abusers, may bring over some near beer to celebration of one of your sobriety milestones, 6 months or a year, you should probably limit any celebrations to close family for the first time. Let's read this a little slower. Well-meaning former acquaintances, even those who are not substance users or abusers, may bring over some near beer for a celebration, one of your sobriety milestones. Listen what it is. It's a very confusing sentence, so I'm going to explain. You've reached 6 months. You're celebrating at your house. One of your friends might bring some beer over, a 6-pack or a case. Folks, you have to say no to it. Just because they want to drink it, that's okay. And folks, you do have a right, and I say this, you do have a right to make your home a drug and alcohol free home if this milestone's being celebrated at your house. If you feel that you might have issues with this, you do have that right. I, for one, don't have to worry about that. If someone brings beer or alcohol in here, I feel strong enough that I don't have to worry about it. I will not take away from anyone else's sociable drinking because of my disease. I cannot and will not. However, each and every person is different, so let's go back into it. Some of your efforts that you might put out there might be undermined by people. And if that's the case, let them talk. I run into this constantly. Matter of fact, I ran into it recently. No matter how much I control my own behavior and my own thinking, people will challenge and push and try to break you from what you're doing. And that is a true test of your sobriety and your addiction recovery. Pass the test, but not only pass it with flying colors. Saying no also means you can't just have one drink and you'll be able to control your intake. Saying no means no drinking, no drugging. The minute you have one drink, you had a setback. No matter which way you want to look at it, other people call it a relapse. If you have even one drink, it's a setback. You have reached the phase in your life where you're seeking recovery from addiction and seeking how to control your disease. So 1 is not an option. 2 is not an option. 0 tolerance when it comes to alcohol and or drugs. The same thing goes for drugs or gambling or compulsive sex or any other kind of addictive behavior. Folks, I address the alcohol and drug addiction because that is my specialty. I am a certified addiction recovery coach. However, addictive behavior can be done in a compulsive sex behavior. It can be done in gambling. It can be done in so many different ways. It can be eating. So you need to just say no. There is no one time only. There is only a 0 tolerance. That's absolutely not going to work. I promise you it won't work because the minute you put 1 drop of alcohol or you take 1 puff of marijuana, you are going to have a setback. And folks, I promise you it will be a setback that you will regret. Focus on priorities. What are your priorities? Mine are educating myself daily. Besides my priorities, of course, being my family and being my pets and the house. But if I had to say what is the highest priority, it wouldn't be my family. It wouldn't be my house or my pets because my family are self-sufficient. My pets can't survive for a couple hours without me, and the house will be standing. But my addiction cannot and will not fight for me. I have to fight to keep it going. So that is my priority, and it's my priority 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, 1 day at a time. Let's see what they say. With your new life in recovery, you'll be drafting and refining new goals and continue on your present goals. What you decide to do is your decision. After all, it's your recovery. Folks, if you're doing a method that's on your own like I have been doing, that's great, but you still, even though it's your recovery, you still need to seek other people's help. People would be like doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists that are out there helping. Excuse me. That are out there helping people. That's what. Ooh, God bless me. Wow, that was a healthy sneeze, but let's get back right. After all, it's your recovery. It is your recovery, but you still need to educate yourself with other people's help. But of course, you will want to need to involve your spouse. Of course. Remember, he or she is your best friend, your partner. You might want to include your partner, your family, good friends. You need to have people to lean on for moral support. If nothing else, they are the ones who will rally around you, support you during your recovery, and you want them to be in sync with your plans. Do not, I repeat, do not be ashamed that you are in recovery. Actually, be proud, because the people that should be ashamed that know they have a problem but refuse to address it because they are in a severe stage of denial. So I congratulate you when you admit that you have a problem. I feel bad for you if you're watching this video and you know you have a problem and you're listening to me, but yet you are going to get off this video and continue in your addictive manner. Then I feel bad for you. But I will be here continuously, daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly to be here for you to help you. One of the best things about your future in recovery is the freedom that you have to explore new options, different directions, take an exciting new challenge, and learn something new. These are all methods out there. Learn new things. I didn't know how to do videotapes 48 videotapes ago. Folks, when I did my first one, which was an 8-minute cut in my bedroom, it was a total train wreck. It was a disaster. Yet I didn't delete that off my files because I want to see how I have come from day one of video to today. Just like I want to see from day one of my recovery. My journey of recovery started at day one to today. I don't even count my days anymore. I'm getting to the point where I'll be soon counting years. I'm past the year mark. I'm getting close to a year and a half. Days, numbers don't mean anything anymore. What does mean is my fight to help and fight my own addiction and your addictions. One of the best things about your future in recovery is the freedom that you have to explore new options, different directions, and take new challenges and learn how to do something new. Remember those words. Take those new challenges. Do not be afraid. Do new things. Do not be afraid. The range of possibilities is virtually endless. Limit only one by one, and then the ones that you feel holding you back, concentrate on those first. Folks, when I first hit rock bottom, I would have never, ever thought that I would have become a certified addiction recovery coach. It was the grace of God that He picked me up and He guided me this way. During my previous video, I explained where it all finally came together. Where did this whole picture finally come together in my life? It started in 1981 in boot camp. Sitting in church, a chaplain came and tapped me on the shoulder and asked me to come into the quiet room and asked me, because of what he witnessed of my demeanor, of my kindness towards other people, to be a lay leader. If you don't know what a lay leader is the bridge between the recruit and the chaplain. 2014, that same God that was there in 1981, which is my God, tapped me on the shoulder again and says, Ralph, my plan for you has finally all come together, and I see that you're going in a direction of continuously helping people like you've done throughout your whole life. I am now telling you to become a certified addiction recovery coach. It was God that directed me from 1981 till 2014, and He will continue doing so. And why is He continuously doing so? Because I reach out to Him daily, and I ask for guidance and direction. And folks, if you do that, you will be directed in the right direction. It might be a long journey in between what is right and what is wrong, or vice versa, but eventually, with God's speed and plans for you, you'll get there. I promise you. Let's continue reading. While you were in treatment, your counselors focused on mind, body, spirit balance, healing, the whole person, not just the addiction. Folks, whether it was a treatment center, it was AA, it was my method, or any other method, people who have constantly focused on your mind and body, spirit balance, and making you a well-balanced person, like I always talk about. There is no 75% person and 25% bad. You need to make a complete balance of your ship, because you are the captain of your vessel. Let's go back. Remember that you aren't your addiction. In other words, you are not your addiction. You are battling your addiction. You're overcoming your addiction. You're learning to live with your addiction. You have an addiction, but it doesn't define you. This is very important to keep in mind as you begin to think about tackling short and long-term goals, or even adding them to your recovery plan in line with the balance between your mind, body, and spirit. You should focus on the goals that help strengthen and maintain your total recovery and your plan and your action plan. For example, your addictions may have ravaged and maintained your body and your healing, and now you need to recover What have you lost because of your addiction in your body and your healing process? What have you lost? This is what you need to recover now. For example, your addiction may have ravaged, remember that, ravaged your body and your healing. So now take that back. Your liver and kidney might have been damaged from all the years. Now you need to work on that. You might have had impaired motor functions, cardiovascular issues. And those all do take time to heal. Sometimes they don't heal. And if you're watching me and you have something due to your substance abuse that will not heal, remember this, that with your God, your higher power, all things are possible. What you need to do is break down, drop to your knees, and ask your God for guidance and direction. Ask your God and tell your God how sorry you are, and ask Him for that miracle, because folks, miracles happen every day. Remember, God has a place for you. If you're right now suffering, God, it's all in God's plans to have that happen, because sometimes you have to break a person down totally. You need to strip him down to their naked body to bring him back up. That happened to me June 22nd, 2013. I was stripped of everything. My dignity, my sanity, just about. Thank God I bounced back right away. When I say stripped of everything, I don't mean financially. I mean everything as a human. And starting June 23rd that same year, I started moving up. And here we are, August 26, 2014. And I'm standing strong, and I'm standing stronger than ever. And I'm here to fight for me as well as for you. Let's get back to this. You need to focus on getting your strength back, on eating nutritious and well-balanced meals, getting enough exercise and plenty of sleep. Folks, the sleep is a big issue. That's something that I lack. That's something that I need to work on. I also need to work on my eating better eating habits. I need to eat better food. We are always going to have those negative things in our lives that we need to continuously work on, besides your addiction. Your addiction recovery plan in your life includes all the little things such as exercise, sleep. Those are all little compartments that make you a well-balanced human. Gradually, your physical and mental condition will improve. And when your mind and body are better, it makes it easier for you, for your spirit to mend as well. Folks, I'm going to say this, please. If you are watching and you have something that is not repairable immediately, as far as a medical condition, with seeing your doctor, of course, seek out God, because in combination with God and your doctor, something can and will happen positively. But you need to do that. Seek out God. Let's go right back into the next one. How to mend a frayed relationship. What does that mean? A frayed relationship is a relationship that has gone wrong, that has possibly consumed so much hurt that it might even be too late to even fix. Let's see what they say. Let's see what it says. One of the most difficult things to do in recovery is to repair relationships that were stained or strained or damaged in the worst throes of addiction. For many in recovery, these are relationships with a spouse or a partner, children, parents, or other close relatives. If these individuals live in the same household and are there when the individual returns home from treatment or rebuilding their addictive ways daily through some type of 12-step program or my methods, it can become very difficult, because they are there. They were there when you hurt them. They are there now when you're trying to fix yourself, but the hurt that you might have caused is still with them. There may be long silences, times when family members tiptoe around, afraid to say the wrong thing or make the wrong move around you, fearful of their loved one backsliding into relapse or a setback. So if they are doing that, they're hopefully trying to do this for you, because they don't want you to go back to the old Ralph that I was. They want this new Ralph, this new reformed Ralph. And it might be for you also. There's a whole issue of trust, so important to healthy spousal relationships and so hard to repair once it has been abused. Folks, you have to take baby steps when it comes to that. Show them that you are changing, that you are a new person, that you will continuously stay on the course of fighting addiction. You will not have a setback or a relapse. And let's not forget love. How much love was lost because of this? Well, folks, this article is break out of your past. We need to break out of the past. Make that new life in recovery. Show them what today's all about and what tomorrow will bring. Sometimes you need to sit down. If it's become so uncomfortable at your home, and say, could you please not dwell on the past? I know I've hurt you, but could you please give me a chance to show you today and tomorrow's action? I can't continuously walk around like I'm so nervous about what I've done to you in the past, and I'm sorry for doing what I've done, and please can we not forget the past, but can we just leave it alone and watch me grow in front of you today and tomorrow? These are the words that you need to say. During the period of your treatment, much uncertainty about the future has no doubt plagued your spouse, partner, and loved ones. They are worried how you are now and how, let's say if you were in a treatment center, how you're going to return. If you are genuinely committed to sobriety, if things would ever go back to normal, they will be the naysayers. Is this just a front that Ralph is doing so he can get better, to get back at my good graces? They're going to have their doubt, and folks, you might have even have the same doubts if you were in their shoes. Prove them wrong daily, not with words but with actions, because your words are only words, but your actions are action, folks. Prove them wrong. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about the past. Make a new day in recovery. Make a new life in recovery. Here's another one. What to do if you feel yourself slipping? Folks, that is the biggest fear a lot of people have. Did I have those feelings? Of course I did. In the beginning, maybe all the way up to about a half a year. But it was something that just triggered inside me that eliminated all urges when it comes to addiction. It's all gone, folks. That I can promise you. Let's see what they say. Not every day will be full of positive outcomes. And that is so true, folks. You're going to face your financial crisis. You're going to face relationship issues. You're going to face economic issues. You're going to face issues after issues after issues after issues. You will experience some difficult times when you are afraid that it might be easier and preferably to go back to your addictive behavior. Folks, when you face these what I call stressors, you need to not even think about alcohol and or drugs. Think about other things. Easier said than done, yes. But if you fall back into it, that could be the crumbling of your pyramid. But I always say, if you do have a setback, pick yourself up, dust your knees, take a self-inventory, and move on. Do not go back into your old behavior. Let's go back. For some individuals, continued medication is appropriate to help eliminate cravings, calm anxiety, and depression. Folks, I'll have to be honest. In the beginning of my journey of recovery, I really thought about, and I did go to my doctor and spoke about, they make a medication for people that have a alcohol problem, for alcoholics. What you do is you take this medication, and every time you take it and you will possibly drink something, it would cause you to vomit. For some reason, I decided not to go with the medication. For some reason, God picked me up and guided me to this point today, not to have. I never had to really go through the depression stage, except for when I hit rock bottom. But I think I was more depressed for myself than for anything else. I was depressed because people were looking at me. I was depressed because my immediate family was, and I'm not saying pointing a finger at me, but very disappointed in me. But that depression, with the support of the same family that was possibly pointing fingers at me, with the support that they gave me, maybe a week or two later, is what helped me. It was God's strength to lift me up, and my immediate family, which is my wife, Casey. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here today. So this is why I say it's very important that you rely on your partner, your spouse, your immediate family, because remember, to win a war, the more people, the more soldiers, the more Marines you have, the better. And this war on addiction in my own life is being battled daily, not just by me, but also with my wife, because she is my crutch. She is my supporter. She is almost like a cheerleader for me. Like if I was a professional football team, my wife's on the sideline cheering for me daily, and she's I know she's proud of me as much as I am proud of her. So you need to do that. But if you are going to seek a doctor and you want to get some sort of medication for depression or whatever, be very careful, because another addiction can be with medicated prescription drugs. Watch one of my videos and you'll see. Let's go back into this. Some medication, particular antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications, take up to 6 weeks to begin to show improvement in symptoms. Your doctor may also need to modify dosage or change medications if there is no improvement. Be sure to tell your doctor how you feel, whether symptoms lessen or improve slightly, and any other complications that might arise from this medication. Folks, I'm not a doctor, but I have a medication for you. I'm going to prescribe this medication to you, and this medication is seeking your higher power. Seek your higher power before you seek prescription drugs. If that, for some reason or another, does not work good enough, then go see a doctor. But first, seek your higher power. How long does it take? Last but not least, everyone wants to know how long it takes until you know that your recovery is a success. Again, there is no single timetable that works for everyone. It will take as long as it needs for you. Each and every individual is different. That's the best way to look at it. From the perspective, if it takes 1 to 2 years before you feel solidly on your feet again, you could say that is a realistic time frame. This means clean and sober for that entire time, not even consuming one drop of alcohol or not even one puff of marijuana or one snort of coke. For some in recovery, making it up to 6-month mark is a great boost in their self-confidence and the sign that they are successful in recovery. Folks, I feel I'm successful in my recovery, but I don't feel that I need to stop educating myself. I need to educate myself, and I'll probably do this for the rest of my life, or until I can't do it anymore for whatever medical reasons. If I can't speak anymore, if I, God forbid, get a Parkinson's or something, then of course I can't. But as long as I'm able to speak and able to function, I will promote fighting addiction. I will be here for you as long as it takes. You can call me at 844-405-HELP if you need my help. I will, within maybe 7 days to 2 weeks, start my official launch of my coaching, where you can retain my services. And I promise you, what you see in front of you right now on that camera could be you eventually. Could be you a lot quicker, or it might take you a lot slower, but it could be you eventually. With my guidance and your willingness to fight your addiction, we together will conquer and we will win. But we need to do this together, and we need to do this in different ways also besides the coaching part. And let me explain to you the different methods. AA, founded in 1936, has a structured 12-step program. It's textbook style. You show up usually in a room. It could be in a YMCA Lions Club. You sit either in a circle. You always have a guest speaker. People introduce themselves. Hi, my name is Ralph. I'm an alcoholic. People talk about where they are in their sobriety. How long has it been? They show symbols of plateaus they've reached: 24 hours, 6 months, year, 35 years. In Pam Hemphill's case, from Time to Heal TV Talk Recovery Show, she reached 35 years but declined the token because her belief, like mine, and like Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point, we believe 24 hours a day. Although I've been at my plateau right now, I don't want to be rewarded with anything other than you made it another day. Pam, you made it another day. Dr. Luis Gonzalez, you made it another day. Ralph, I've made it another day. You sitting in the living room, kitchen, wherever you might be watching me, if you're tackling addiction daily, you have made another day. Don't worry about next year. And certainly don't worry about yesterday. Yesterday's gone. We are here today, living today. We will live tomorrow when we get to that point. But we are here today. Let today's 24 hours be the rest of your life. Because without today's 24 hours, there won't be a tomorrow. So let today be your 24 hours. So now we discussed AA. Let's discuss my methods. Now I have my website, which is www.clearviews.info. That's CLEARVIEWS.INFO. There is a dot between Clearviews and info. On there you'll find doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, and some nurses' articles and some of their videos. They are the clinical people that dispense that advice. I merely put on my website for you to read and to view. On my website, you will see tons of videos that you can actually watch that I have created. Those videos are there for you to educate yourself. Utilize them. So that's on www.clearviews.info. I have created that probably about a month into my sobriety with a thought that was planted in my mind to create that. What the CLEAR stands for is Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery. So that's the CLEAR, and the views are, so it's Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery's views. It's your views. We are a community. And then when I came up with, after knowing that I was going to become an addiction recovery coach, to come up with CLEAR Reform. Community Lessons Empower Addiction Recovery Reform, to change, to transform you, me, all of us that are fighting addiction. That website concentrates on helping you transform from where you were, and where you're going. If this is the addiction and this is recovery, I am the bridge that you can walk across. I will help you get from addiction to recovery. And I will help you get there with different sorts of methods, and we can discuss that when we get to that point. Maybe one day I will do a video on just basically on how to do that. But for today's all intents and purposes, we are talking about break out of your past, make a new life in recovery. And you really need to do that, is to break out of your past. Let's go back to promoting Starting Point, which is Dr. Luis Gonzalez. He is my mentor. I'm a graduate from his program, that's Starting Point, and you can find him at www.startingpointmn.com. 844-414-8444. There are two different things that he offers. The first thing would be if you need coaching, he would be one of the people that you could call if you need the coaching to seek daily guidance towards your recovery goals and your addiction goals. He also can make you a addiction coach, but there are certain criteria. Do you have the passion to become one? Do you have the personality? Are you a professionally individual? Those are criteria, and people always say, in order to become an addiction coach, do you have to either be in recovery or addicted? More importantly, do you have to be in recovery? And the answer is no. I personally think it helps if you've been there and done that, but it's certainly not a mandatory thing. I do think that I can speak a lot from my own experience when I do these videos. I can read everything right in front of me here, all I want from the Mayo Clinic CDC, but it's my personal experience that speak louder. When you see my eyes rolling left and right, it's because I'm reading that, but when I'm looking in the camera, I'm speaking from the bottom of my heart, and that's where it counts the most. Reading material you can do at your own home. But when you look at my face and the sincerity that I'm showing about how important it is for me to help you fight your addiction, that is very important. You can also go to Time to Heal Recovery TV show. She's on YouTube. Her name is Pam Hemphill. She's the host. She's on YouTube. She has Channel 11 in Boise, Idaho. You can also find her on Facebook, Time to Heal Group. She has 13 episodes. I believe tomorrow she's coming up with episode 14, which you can also find episodes 5 through 13 on my website on clearviews.info. And you can, she has an icon there that says Time to Heal. Click on that. Also on my website, clearviews.info, you can see Dr. Luis Gonzalez with Starting Point. In the center, you'll see a column about him. You can read about it. And to the left, you'll see a picture of him and a short commercial right on top of his picture of his business. Take a look at both of those. Folks, I say this all the time, and I want you to know that if you're watching me and you feel that you've come to the point where medically, physically, and mentally you're having a lot of problems, which I can read a whole long list, but more importantly, if it's an internal physical problem, that you feel that your heart is aching, there's blood coming out somewhere, or you're drooling. You know, I don't want to be so graphic, but if you feel that there's a situation due to your alcohol and or drug abuse that you need medical attention, you need it right now, you need to call 911 right now. You really do. I don't want to be graphic and go into details, but there are signs when things are not working for you, when your liver is having issues, when your heart is having issues, when your throat is having issues. You need to call 911. You need to do it right now. Folks, for the people that are seeking treatment and rehab centers, if you go to clearviews.info, clearviews.info, go there. Go to page 7. I have every state listed on page 7. When you hit your state, it'll click and you'll see possibly a location near you for a treatment center. Now, if you don't see one that's nearby you, just go to Google, to the search bar, type in treatment rehab centers and the area that you live in. It will show treatment centers within your area. Folks, I want to address or shout out to my friend up north. You went and gone another weekend. So you're working towards your 2 month of sobriety, possibly, you know, with a setback, and it's okay if you did have that setback. And if you did, I know just by talking to you, whether it's via text or emails, I know you've picked yourself up, and I know you're moving on. And it can and will happen. It's happened to me 6-7 times before I finally hit rock bottom. And my friend up north, maybe, just maybe, that rock bottom isn't there yet. But here's what I'm telling you. Even if you went 2 weeks and you had a setback, you gained 2 weeks of sobriety. 2 weeks. And then you started again. And God forbid you had another setback. You gained more sobriety. Of course, in a perfect world, we'd like to think that you can go continuously without even having a setback. And I promise that will happen eventually. But in the meantime, continue fighting and fighting and fighting. If you do have that setback, dust your knees, pick yourself up, and don't go back to your old abusive ways, but continue your fight on addiction and seek out your higher power. Let your higher power, in my case, my God, guide you, give you direction, and I promise it will continue to work. My other friends, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, Tennessee, New Hampshire, and up north, please continue watching my videos. I would probably guess that most of you folks had setbacks, and I based that on the lack of communication I'm having with you. I cannot and will not reach out to you on a consistent base for one reason only, is because I don't want to harass you when it comes to your sobriety. You need to be ready. And when you are ready again, you reach out to me, because I am here. I am at 844-404-HELP. I am at my cell phone 631-599-0218. I am at clearviews.info and clearreform.com. I am on Facebook. Folks, in those particular states that I just mentioned, I am here for you. I really wish I can continuously go after you on a daily basis, but it is not in my best or your best interest to do that, because I don't want you to feel pressured. I don't want you to feel harassed. I want you to feel comfortable in what you're doing. And if you are setting yourself back, and if that's making you comfortable, there will come a time when that will finally hit rock bottom. And I want you to know, as much as my wife is my cheerleader and my standing on the side supporter, I am your cheerleader. I will stand and wait. And when the time comes, and even if it's not rock bottom, if that time's right now and you just need to be nudged a little bit to continue your sobriety, I am here, but you need to reach out for me. You have my contact information. It is all those states that I just mentioned, easier for them to reach out to me than for me to reach out to you. So I promise you, I will be here no matter what. If you need that little nudge, I'm here. Just get in touch with me. Especially my friend up in New Hampshire and a grandmother. Grandma, I want you to know, and I'm talking about this particular individual, his grandmother. I want you to know that I am here for you. I want you to know that you and I have fought for your grandson. We have found a treatment center, although only for possibly 10 days, that was willing to take him. But the conditions that they set was not acceptable by him, which would have been 100% detox. But mind you, if we all, you, me, and whoever else, keep chipping away at him in a non-harassing way, he'll come around. So if you need to talk to me, reach out to me. And this particular grandmother, for my rest of my audience, is a person that grew up with me. We grew up on Long Island, and we went to high school together, and she reached out to me. So it goes to show you my audience is very large and vast audience. It could be people as far as I believe I've seen on the globe, because I have a globe on my website that shows little red dots when people are watching. I've seen people down in South America. Look at my videos and my website, all the way up north into Canada, all the way to, I believe I saw Germany, France, and Spain, and a lot in the Middle East. And I would probably think the Middle East is due to our military presence, because there are a lot of people that actually see me due to my military background, and we've chatted on our forums. Some of them, or most of them, are Marine Corps forums that we chat together. But it is also over there, not only do I thank them for their service, but they find themselves continuously under a lot of stress, which I choose to call stresses. And it is my fellow Marines, my fellow servicemen, that need to be very careful with those stresses, because I can only imagine being under fire from the enemy, how that would probably want to make me go to drinking and doing drugs to kind of eliminate that pressure. But it will only make things worse for you. So you know what you need to do. And I again thank you for all your service for my Middle Eastern location fellow Marines and soldiers. And I hope to God that everybody over there comes back soon and safe. So we now have addressed a lot of issues. Today's topic was break out of your past. Leave your past behind. It's gone. Make a new life in recovery. Folks, let's recap real quick. Make a fresh start. That means starting today, starting right now, watching this video. Make a new fresh start. If you haven't done so already, I made a new fresh start. But you know what, folks? Even though I made a new fresh start, every day is a fresh start, because it's a 24-hour, I'm going to call it a gig. What a gig is rock stars have gigs, TV stars have gigs, or TV shows, plays have gigs. This is my gig. My 24-hour gig is right now until my next 24-hour gig. So that is a fresh start, whatever your gig might be. Folks, keep a journal. That's a fresh start. Keep a to-do list. That's a fresh start. Those are all things to make a fresh start. Learn how to say no. Don't let your relatives or people that are influencing you to try to drink and do drugs again. You need to say no. That slogan came out years ago, say no to alcohol and or drugs. But it's not a bumper sticker on your car that I'm worried about. It's the verbal communication out of your mouth. No. That's what you need to do, folks. Focus on new priorities. Folks, I'm not trying to take anything away from my immediate family, my house, or my pets, or whatever priorities I have set, but you need to take care of number one, which is you. Your priority every day is your sobriety. It has to be. Because if you don't take care of yourself and you crumble and fall apart, anything else in your life is immaterial because you will not be here for that. So make yourself number one priority and work on that. So you need to focus on it. How do we focus on it? What am I going to do today to keep myself sober? What am I going to do to help someone else keep sober? What am I going to do physically for myself, mentally for myself? What am I going to do for eating right and getting enough sleep? Those are your priorities and your vessel, which you are the captain. How to mend frayed relationships. Folks, that's a really tough one. I stress don't focus on your past, but unfortunately relationships that were frayed come from the past usually. The only way to mend those relationships is reaching out to your higher power and speaking not verbally to them, but with action. Show them the new and improved and continuously improving you. If they bring up the past, don't challenge them. Don't be argumentative about the past. I guess the best thing for you to say is, I guess so. Perfect example would be, I don't want to mention names, but recently I had somebody say to me, well, you weren't like this, or you didn't say these things 2 years ago. And my response in a non-argumentative way was, you're right. People change. So if you had a frayed relationship from the past and they bring up your past, counteract their reaction or their statements with people change, including you. What to do if you feel yourself slipping? Folks, we've all been there. We have. I, fortunately enough, have been, with the grace of God, somehow been strong throughout my efforts of recovery this time, and this time was rock bottom. That's how I know it's rock bottom. It's not when I had my other 6, 7 setbacks. That's a difference. So if you feel yourself slipping, you need to start working on yourself. Set priorities on how to stop the slipping. Look at what's causing the slip. Which stressor is it? Is it economic? Is it financial? Is it relationship? Work on the individual or incidents that are causing you to possibly slip. Work on them. And if you need to go see a doctor to help you, maybe you're depressed. Maybe you want medication for to bring you up. I'm not suggesting any of that, but well, depression, that's something that I personally feel some people will go through. Some people don't even have to be addicted to drugs and alcohol to be depressed. So seek your doctor, seek your higher power, because in conjunction they work together. Your higher power and your doctor are your best friends besides your partner or spouse. Seek them. How long does it take? How long does it take till you're recovered? That pace, and that is only up to you. I can tell you that I am still recovering. Sure, I'm comfortable enough to say that I am winning my battle against addiction, but every day, if I stopped for even a week, God knows where I would be. So my answer to how long does it takes forever. You will eventually feel comfortable enough to go into a bar like I have, or go into an airport like I have, where they serve alcohol. But it does not mean that it possibly could happen again without educating myself daily and without reaching out to you to help you. So my answer to you is, don't worry how long it takes. My answer to you is let every 24 hours be a new day for you. Let every day be a new beginning for you. Who cares how long it takes? Who cares? That's like asking, how long will you live? I don't want to know how long I live. I will take today from God. I will hopefully get it tomorrow from God, and that's how I'm going to live. And that's the same with my sobriety and my addiction, abuse with alcohol. I will take today, fighting sobriety, and I hope God allows me to be here tomorrow to continuously fight my addiction. So my answer is as long as it takes. Don't set a goal. So folks, this was a very good segment, a very good show on forgetting the past, or break out of your past, because you never will forget it, and to make a new life in recovery. And I want to just thank Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point, www.startingpointmn.com, 844 414-8444. I want to thank him from the bottom of my heart for giving me the educational program that he supplied to me to continuously help me grow as a certified addiction recovery coach. It's people like Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point that can make you reach your passion, or reach the goals that you're so passionate about in becoming an addiction recovery coach. It's people like Dr. Luis Gonzalez from Starting Point that can also coach you, guide you, direct you through your struggle with your addictive behaviors. So if you are one of those things, or you want to achieve one of those things, reach out to them, 844-414-8444. Go to Facebook, go to YouTube, watch Pam Hemphill. She's the host from Time to Heal Recovery TV talk show. Watch her episodes. They are so realistic, and they are, when I say realistic, because it's a realistic people that are on there that speak about daily drug abuse, daily alcohol abuse, the epidemic that we're having here in the United States and globally when it comes to drugs and alcohol. Go watch her videos or her TV talk show. You can find her on Facebook, Time to Heal Group. You can find her on YouTube. They have their own channel there. But go there, and that's Pam Hemphill. I want to just promote my own business one more time. For informational purposes only, you can go to clearviews.info. The info stands for information. That's CLEARVIEWS.info. If you would like to retain my services for coaching, to get you to a point where you're comfortable enough to continue your fight in addiction, get in touch with me at www.clearreform.com. That's CLEARREFORM. You can reach me at 844-405-HELP. Reach me there. You can also reach me 24/7 on at 631-599-0218. That is my cell phone. You can text me there. You can email me at ralf.friedrichs@yahoo.com. That's ralf.friedrichs@yahoo.com. Leave a comment on either one of my websites. Let me know how you're doing, and let me know how I can help you take your life back. Folks, I always say this: if you're having a lot of negativity in your life, let the sun in, let the positive reinforcement take over your life. Even if it's raining outside, let the sun shine within your heart. And remember, a sober today does make a better tomorrow, and I guarantee you that. So with the grace of God, or whoever your higher power is, reach out, ask for guidance, ask for direction. Reach out to the people that I've spoke about here, to Dr. Luis Gonzalez, to Pam, to myself, to AA, to my methods. Go to a treatment center. Reach out. Reach out for help, because without help you cannot win the war on addiction. Without education you can't help. If you believe it here, that you can seek and retain the help, you will get it there, wherever you might be watching me. Have a great day, and more importantly, have a sober day, and God bless you.